Hello, welcome to week 1 of becoming. You will need for today's practice 2 blocks, blanket, maybe an eye pillow. And we're going to start in a comfortable cross-legged seat, either seated on a block like I am, or maybe a bolster or a blanket or a couple of blankets. So this week's theme is who am I and what am I here to do? And what might be in the way of you doing that. So we're going to begin by closing the eyes. And just allow your hands to relax onto your thighs or knees. Allow your sitting bones to ground downwards onto whatever you are seated on. Asking yourself to arrive into this present moment right now to the best of your ability. Notice if your pelvic bowl, your pelvis is tilting forward or if it's tucking under, and see if you can find the neutral placement of the pelvis. In other words, if you feel the weight leaning towards the front of the sitting bones or leaning towards the back of the sitting bones, you want to find the weight even right at the centered place of your sitting bones. And bring your hands into Hakini Mudra, fingertips together in front of the solar plexus. And press your fingers firmly towards one another. You might consider taking a few deeper inhales and exhales. With your spine tall and with your heart space open, you are here right now in this present moment, available for what is coming next for you. And to explore this idea of who we truly are, we begin from this idea of realizing who we are not. All the identities that we have collected during this lifetime is not the true essence of us. We can definitely play these roles in our lives as long as we are not completely attached to these roles. A job title, your status, your looks, the amount of money on your bank account, whether you have a partner or not, whether you have children or not. We ultimately want to live our life with a sense of freedom. So whatever hats we then wear, we can do so without attachment. Bring the palms together to your heart space and connect to your intention. What is your intention today for your practice? Perhaps it's to feel a sense of ease and peace within you. And lower your hands onto your thighs or your knees. Flutter the eyes open and bring your head back to center. So we're going to start with the pranayama technique, a breathing technique. It's called Kapalabhati pranayama, shining skull technique. It's one of my favorites. It's a way to detoxify and to push out the old stale air from our lungs. We're going to do 3 rounds of 27 short, sharp exhales through the nose. And it looks something like this. And it's just the exhales that are forced, and the inhale just sort of automatically happens. And when you do this, the belly sort of begins to move automatically, and you can allow for that to happen. Just try to keep your shoulders as relaxed as possible, and your hands are here just relaxed. So you might need a little bit of tissue to clear your nose. We're going to do 27 short, sharp exhales through the nose. We exhale all the air out. Then take a deep inhale. Belly kind of expands, solar plexus, chest area, and hold the breath in. Extend the elbows really straight, thumb and the index finger together. Triple lock. Lower the chin down, pelvic floor up, lower belly in and up. It's like a vacuum here. And whenever you need to release, so if it gets uncomfortable, simply release the head and elbows relax here. And you exhale and let the air out. And the last 2 rounds, you have the option to maybe lift the arms into a V. And then you bring your other fingers in, thumbs are facing up like you're hitchhiking. And it's again 27 short, sharp exhales through the nose. Then exhale all the air out. Hook your thumbs, extend the elbows, and we'll hold the breath here if you're doing this version. Triple lock. Lower the chin and lower belly in and up, pelvic floor up. Kumbhaka, retention of the breath. Whenever you need to release, you would simply realign the head and relax your hands back down. If you're someone who has anxiety, or maybe after the first round you realize that it's making you feel anxious, you could skip this altogether and do Paradirsasana, where you just place the 4 fingers under the armpits and the thumbs right on top. You simply breathe here. Okay, this helps to balance the right and the left side of the brain. Okay, so we begin. Relax the hands on the thighs, thumb and the index finger together. Your spine is tall. Broaden through the collarbones so your heart space stays open. And take a regular breath in and out. And take about a half a breath in now. And begin 27 short, sharp exhales at your own pace. Exhale all the air out. Take a deep inhale. Belly expands, solar plexus, chest, all the way up to the collarbones. Extend the elbows and hold the breath in. So the order is chin down, pelvic floor up, lower belly in and up. Like a vacuum in the lower belly. Hold the breath only as long as feels comfortable for you. And when you need to release, realign the head, soften the elbows, relax your jaw, and breathing here. Regular inhales, regular exhales, eyes closed. You might feel a sense of little bit of lightheadedness as the energy is moving. We're clearing out the old stale air from the lungs, but also old kind of stale energies from within you, so that what remains is your true essence, which now can be illuminated as you're clearing out the old. For the second round, you can either keep the hands where they are on your thighs or knees, or extend the arms into a V, thumbs on top and the other fingers come in. And take a regular breath in and out. Take about a half a breath in and begin 27 short, sharp exhales through the nose. Exhale all the air out. And inhale, hook your thumbs, extend the other fingers up. And triple lock, hold the breath in. Chin down, pelvic floor up, lower belly in and up like a vacuum. So the whole body is oxygenated. So you might feel like it's easy to hold a breath. It's called kumbhaka, the retention of the breath. Whenever you need to release, realign the head and relax the arms, soften the elbows so the hands come down easy, easy, easy. The eyes stay closed. And again, notice how you feel. Another image that I love is this idea of like you're taking layers of clothing off, but it's instead of clothing, it's just these, these identities that we have collected so that we can get in touch with our true essence underneath it all, who you truly are, and allowing that you to shine through in everything that you do. As a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, the job title that you hold, just as a human being. First and foremost, allowing your true essence to authentically shine through. And now the last round, either the hands down again or extend the arms, thumbs on top and fingers come in. Take a kind of deeper breath in and out. Take about a half a breath in and begin 27 short, sharp exhales through the nose. Exhale all the air out. Take an inhale, hook your thumbs together if your arms are up. Extend the fingers up and triple lock. Chin down, pelvic floor up, lower belly in and up like a vacuum effect in the lower belly. Uddiyana Bandha. And whenever you need to release, realign the head and release the arms down if they were up. And with the eyes closed, notice how you feel. Perhaps you feel a sense of lightness in your energy field. Again, this technique is called Kapalabhati Pranayama. Pranayama, breath control, or breathing techniques in yoga. And Kapalabhati, shining skull, because the energy gets activated, especially in the head area. The powerful technique. Sometimes in the beginning it's a little bit harder to learn, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes easier and easier. And in this moment right now, ask yourself, what am I saying no to in my life? What do I not resonate with right now? If I want clarity, we can only have energy for so many things at a time. So right now, what are you saying no to? Right now in this moment? Distractions, maybe negative thought patterns, judgments, other people's projections onto you. Be very clear. In your mind, say no. No. Like you're moving people, things kind of further back from you, creating space for yourself. And then notice what you would like to say yes to right now in this present moment. What would you say yes to this time for you, your own undivided attention? You cannot give yourself a gift that would be more valuable than your own undivided attention. And then lower the chin down, flutter the eyes open, and we will come on to hands and knees from here. Take your blocks to either side of the front of the mat. If your knees are sensitive, place a folded blanket under your knees. So you want to take care of yourself during this practice. Spread the fingers nice and wide right under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're going to begin with circles in one direction at any pace that feels good to you. So some days I like to stop along the way and I kind of find areas of the circle where I feel like I want to breathe a little bit more into those spots, and then begin to circle in the opposite way. And some days I like to just keep it moving. Close the eyes so that you can begin to bring your focus inwards. So Ujjayi Pranayama is a breathing technique that we use during the practice in yoga. It is not mandatory, but if you are familiar with it, feel free to use Ujjayi Pranayama. It's breathing in and out through the nose and slightly constricting the back of the throat, so it's very ocean-like sound. And circle one more time, both ways. One more time. Ujjayi means victorious, and pranayama, breath, or breath control. And come back to center, cat, cow, tuck the toes under, inhale, and arc the back, broaden through the collarbones, back of the neck long, and exhale, untuck the toes and round the spine, pull the navel in and up, press the palms down. Continue like this. So inhale, this is cow pose, and visualize in your mind's eye energy, white light, crown of the head right to the lower belly area. And on your exhale, cat pose, rounded spine. Visualize that white light energy charging into every cell of your being. Every cell of your being. And continue. Inhale, silently in your mind, the mantra Sa as the energy pours in, crown of the head to the lower belly. And exhale, hum, distribution of that light, of that energy into every cell of your being, into all the energy lines that map throughout your system. There's 72,000 of them. Inhale, Sa. And exhale, hum. And do that 2 more times at your own pace. Like you're pulling in this energy, this light, crown of the head to the lower belly. And on your exhale, you're charging it into all the energy lines throughout your system. This is a Kriya technique that helps to purify the main energy line in your system, and then sends it into every cell of your being for a deeper level of healing and illumination of your true essence, who you truly are, underneath all the layers. It actually is not complicated. It's actually relatively simple. It's a revealing of who you are. Come back to center now. And we're going to come into plank pose. So extend your right leg and then extend your left leg, one long line. And if you need to lower the knees down, feel free. Press the heels back, otherwise, crown of the head forward. I want you to think of if you were at the wall, so with the crown of the head kind of right at the wall, and like you were trying to push that wall forward, forward, forward. Press the palms down, firm the inner arms towards the midline and inner legs towards the midline. And then come into downward facing dog. So we lift the hips up and back. Pedal out through the feet. And when we pedal out through the feet, it massages the bottoms of the feet. Turn the head side to side. And nod the head yes, flutter the lips. Some days, if it's hard to flutter the lips, just means that the skin around the lips is tight. So you want to keep the skin around the lips relaxed. Bring your attention to the skin of your face and allow whatever expression you have on your face to be there. So it's relaxed. You don't have to put on any face, any smile. Just be. And then come into plank pose, one long line. And we're going to lift the right leg any amount, just a couple of inches up. And then lower the right foot down. And then the left leg, same thing. Point the toes back, we lift it up a little bit and lower down. Come back into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Remember, you can always modify with the knees down, and you would just lengthen one leg and then the other leg up. And then come back into plank pose. So this time, without trying to shift much at all, shift the weight onto the left palm and right arm lifts up. And then lower this right hand down, and without shifting too much, lift the left arm. And then lower down, and then come back into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. And come into plank pose. We're going to lower now the right knee down. Move your right ankle a little bit to the right. Drop the left heel down. Going nice and slow. Lift the left arm up. So this is a side plank variation. You're going to press the right palm down. Broaden through the collarbones here. And you can reach the left arm up and over the head. So you're lengthening the whole left side of the body. And then lift the left arm up and lower the left hand down. And come back into plank pose and down dog. Good. Take a couple of cycles of breath here. And see if you can get really earthy towards the floor. Imagine that you're practicing somewhere in the nature that connects you to the element earth. So this is the element that is governed by the first chakra. So the wheel of energy right at the base of the spine, which is of course in the energy body. So we cannot with our bare eyes see chakras, but it is something that is in the energy body. Come back to plank pose from here and lower your left knee down now. Move the left ankle a little bit to the left. Drop the right heel and lift your right arm up towards the ceiling and press this left palm down, broaden through the collarbones and feel your connection to Mother Earth right underneath you. Reach this right arm up and over the head. So this whole right side of you lengthens. And then bring the arm up, lower down, come into plank pose. And then lower all the way down to the belly. You can always lower the knees down first, and then the rest of you comes down. Move the blocks a little bit forward, and the hands are right by the sides of the ribs. And organize your legs that they are hip distance apart and parallel. So inner thighs towards the ceiling. Inhale, baby cobra, crown of the head forward and up, broaden through the collarbones. And then exhale and relax your forehead down. And again, reach the toes back, energize the legs, so strong legs. Crown of the head forward and up, broaden through the collarbones. You don't have to lift very high, but really this idea of good posture, of opening the fronts of the shoulders. A lot of us spend a lot of time on the phones, computers, all of that brings us into that shape of hunching forward. And we want to reverse that. We want to keep the heart space open. And then release the forehead down. Bring the hands even wider than the mat. Fingertips are planted like a tent down onto the floor. Or you can imagine you are in nature outside and your fingers are kind of digging down into the earth. Now rounding up, undulations. Inhale and exhale, release the forehead down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands by the sides of the ribs. Come on to hands and knees and child's pose. So I'm going to show you a version with the blocks, which I love. So you can bring the big toes to touch, bring your seat down onto your heels, and the knees can be medium distance wide. It's quite nice. And I like to have one block at the second highest level under the heart space and the second one at the lowest level under the forehead. So see if that feels good for you. Let your hands come by the sides of the feet. Even if you don't have blocks, allow your shoulders to kind of slump forward now. And bring your mind's eye, so with the eyes closed, just your focus, your mind's eye, right to the base of the spine, where the headquarters of the first chakra center are. So this center governs our relationship with our material needs in this world, our connection to our family and roots, where we come from, our lineage, our ancestors, and also our connection to our physical body. Are we in war with our physical body, or is there acceptance and peace between you and your physical body? So bringing balance to the element earth within you that governs our connection to our body, to our family, and to material needs on this plane of consciousness. And take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale, sigh out, open mouth. And from here, coming up, and if you have the blocks, take them away. And come back into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Step your feet a little bit closer together in down dog. And lift your right leg hip height parallel. Flex the foot. Really press back, press back. Press the palms down and forward. Inhale here, exhale, knee to forehead, round the spine. Shoulders right over the hands here. Inhale and press back like there's a wall behind my right foot and I want to press against it. Exhale, knee to forehead, round the spine. And one more. Inhale and press back, press back, press back. And exhale, knee to forehead, round the spine. And now step your right foot forward between the hands or help it up. And we're going to come up into high lunge. So you can walk your hands to the right thigh and eventually bring the hands to the pelvis, to the hips. And you want to feel here, we're moving up from the root chakra to the second chakra, which has to do with the water element. So the pelvis is like a bowl. It can either tip forward or tuck under. But where we really want it to stay here is neutral. So not tipping forward, nor is it tucking under. Right at the centered place. The back knee can be a little bit bent. Broaden through the collarbones. And then lift your arms up. And we're going to start moving here. So gaze forward, eye level. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach the fingertips up. And exhale, bend the elbows to the side. And bend the right knee. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. And the right heel presses down. Lengthen the sides of the body. And exhale and bend. And again, inhale. Pull the navel in and up and exhale, bend. Good. Here, stay with the legs. Just reach the arms forward and up. You might lift your gaze up a little bit and sternum, your heart space up, forward and up. And exhale, lower your left hand down, so onto the block. And we're going to reach the right arm up. So press the left heel down, right arm up, big circles to the back. Down, forward, and up. And 3 times. Back, down, forward, and up. Back, down, and forward, and up. And lower the hand down. Step into plank pose. And back into down dog. And breathing here. Deep inhales and exhales. So the second chakra, center, headquarters, has to do with the element water. And it's in the area of the pelvis, pelvic bowl. Where the first chakra was the base of the spine. And it really governs in the physical body, the legs and the feet and pelvic floor. Now the second chakra is the headquarters of our likes and dislikes. Creativity, sexuality, this ability to go with the flow in life, to have a healthy balance between work and play. Now step your feet together, closer together in down dog. Lift the left leg, hip height parallel, flex the foot. Exhale, knee to forehead, round the spine. And 2 more times, inhale, press back firmly, really resistance here. Exhale, knee to forehead, round the spine. And inhale, press back. And exhale, knee to forehead, round the spine. And now step the foot forward or help it up. Come into high lunge. So hands can kind of climb up and eventually come to your hips. So you notice you're not tilting forward, nor are you tucking under, but somewhere in between that. And then your spine is aligned. You're looking straight forward, eye level. Water element is super powerful when it's contained and channeled toward whatever we want to do and create. It's the center of creativity. So water loses its power when it's dispersed. But when it's contained and channeled, very powerful. Lift the arms up. Inhale, straighten the legs. Pull the navel in and up. Press the left heel down. Exhale, bend the elbows. Bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Inhale. And exhale and bend. And now keep the legs here. Reach the arms forward and up. Lift the sternum up slightly and your gaze forward and up. Lower the right hand now onto the block. So you're coming into a twist. Right heel presses back and the left arm comes up. Now reach the left arm back, down and forward and up. And again, back, down and forward and up. Back, down and forward and up. Lower this left hand down. And we step back into plank pose, reminding you again to customize the practice to your needs. If you need a break, you can always, at any point, take child's pose. Or if that's not comfortable for you to rest in, you can come to lay on the belly, turn the head to one side, and just relax there. But otherwise, we're meeting in down dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Really yield the weight of the hands down and forward, getting earthy and connected to the element earth. And then the second chakra, water. Even how the breath is gently moving you like a wave. And start to walk your feet forward all the way to your hands. So take your time to arrive close to your hands. Your feet now, you want to have them hip distance apart and completely parallel, so same line to one another. Bend the knees, clasp your elbows, sway a little side to side. And the visual I love here is, imagine that you are at the edge of a river and you have long hair that you are just allowing the hair to fall into the river, kind of swaying and moving it side to side. So your hair is draping into the river. Bring the other forearm in front and open the eyes here for a moment. Just look at your toes and see if they could relax any amount more. And sometimes it just really truly helps to look at them and give that signal to them to relax. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out. Open mouth. Let the arms drop down. And then rolling up slowly, vertebra by vertebra, until you come all the way up. So right to the center. Circle the shoulders a few times. Up, back, and down. And shake it out. Good. We're going to do a technique called runner's breath. It's very simple to do. It's a really beautiful, powerful technique to boost our immune system. So we're going to run back and forth on the mat. It looks a little funny, but that's okay. We're going to tap the fingers like this to the chest quite vigorously. Really tapping right under the collarbones, and exhale through the mouth. Like that. And so continue to just run and tap. And exhale. Please don't be afraid to make sounds. Very healing. It's almost like there's this tension sometimes trapped within us that can only be released with sounds, like sigh breath. But like almost exaggerated, you know? And tap vigorously. And last one here. Tapping. And and then come back to center, Tadasana. So I'm going to face you, but face whatever direction when you're at the front of the mat, right? I have the big toes touching, the heels slightly apart. You might have a little bit more distance between the feet. Tadasana, traditionally the arms are just relaxed down here by your side. So just relax your hands, arms, and feel all four corners of your feet. If you imagine your feet having four corners, yielding the way down. Pull the navel in and up slightly. Yes. And broaden through the collarbones. Let your shoulders relax down the back. Head is centered. Jaw relaxed. Crown of the head is kind of like magnetized up towards the heavens. So feet down, rooting down to rise. Bring the palms together to your heart center, open the eyes, and bring your feet now all the way together. So even the heels together now, inner seams of the feet together. And we're gonna come into chair pose, Utkatasana. So chair, we sit down just like if we were sitting onto a chair and lift the arms up here by the sides of the ears. If this feels like too much, you can always bend the elbows. This is called a cactus arms. Bringing the weight as far back to the heels as you can without falling. Pulling the navel in and up. Bring the awareness now to the solar plexus center. This is our fire center. Fire element here. This is our willpower, our power center, personal magnetism and radiance. And now fold forward over the legs and relax your head, neck, and shoulders as you come down. Inhale, prepare pose. So you want to lengthen up. You can bring the hands up the shins or even up to the thighs. And you want to keep the support of the lower belly and spine tall. You see how I'm broadening through the collarbones, so I'm not rounding. But the opposite, you want to really lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, step the left leg back, right leg back. Plank pose. Moving through your vinyasa. So either all the way down or halfway down. I'm going to come all the way down for this round. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. So like we did before. And then exhale, forehead down. And we meet back in downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. So about 5 cycles of breath here. Could add Saham Kriya here. Inhale, white light energy from the crown of the head right to the lower belly area. This is called Khanda. In front of the sacrum, exhale, charging that light into every cell of your being, into all the nadis, the energy lines that map throughout your system. Inhale, Sa, and exhale, Hum. And at the bottom of your next exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands or help it up, right foot to meet it. And inhale, prepare pose again. Same as before, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, sit down low, chair pose. So heels together, inner seams of the feet together, lift the arms up and come to stand, Tadasana. So hands through the midline, back to heart center here. And sit down low, chair pose. Lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, relax the head, neck and shoulders here. Inhale, prepare pose, lengthen the spine. Plant the hands down, step the right leg back, left leg back, plank pose. Shift the weight forward, lower down either halfway or all the way like before. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra, like I did on the last round. Exhale, we meet back in downward facing dog. 5 cycles of breath here. Deep inhales and exhales. So in down dog, it is important that the whole palm of the hand of both hands yields down and you feel almost like the forearms are lifting away from your wrists. External rotation of the upper arms, what does that mean? It means like if you had golf balls in the armpits, like you're trying to hollow your armpits a little bit. That's the feeling. And feel the index and the thumb and the base of those 2 fingers pressing down more firmly. And at the bottom of your next exhale, step your right foot forward and the left foot to meet it. Inhale, prepare pose, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. And sit down low, chair pose. So for chair, always heels together and arms up or cactus arms. Weight is back to the heels and come to stand Tadasana. And palms together. And take a pause here, close the eyes. And notice how you feel. There is no right or wrong way to feel. But there is a very honest answer to this question, right? Which only you will know the answer to. How are you feeling physically right now? Mentally, energetically? How is the breath moving in your body? Is there anything you can do to make yourself feel better? If there's any suffering present that can be avoided, do that. Sometimes we wait to use the bathroom or to get a glass of water. What if you take care of yourself and come back, right? Honoring what is going on. If you have an injury, modify. So 2 more rounds like this. So we're going to sit down low, heels together, and chair pose. Inhale. Exhale this time as you pour forward, interlace the hands at the small of the back and let the hands come back up and over. Lower the hands to the lower back and drop down. Inhale, prepare. Broaden through the collarbones. Plant the hands down. Step the left leg back and right leg back, moving through your vinyasa. Shift the weight forward, either lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. And exhale, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And again, Sa Hum Kriya. Inhale, Sa. And exhale, Hum. Inhale, white light, energy, crown of the head to the lower belly, Sa, and exhale, Hum. Distribution of that light into every cell of your being, Hum. At the bottom of your next exhale, step the left foot forward or help it up, back foot to step forward to meet it. Inhale, prepare, and exhale, fold forward over the legs. Sit down low, chair pose. So chair pose is really like medicine, especially if you've been feeling ungrounded. It helps to bring the strength into the pelvis, into the legs, into the abdominals, and come to stand in Tadasana. Palms together, through the midline back to heart center. And last round here. It's kind of a blend between Surya Namaskar A and B. So we sit down low. This time we're going to change it slightly. So bring your right hand to the right thigh. Bring the tip of the left elbow up and over. And you can have your palms together here. You just want to look at your knees, that they stay level, not one knee forward, but level. And you can twist from here, or I'm going to do this. Right hand to the lower back, left hand to the outer right thigh. So you stay up higher. Yeah. Inhale here and exhale. You would twist any amount here, using the core muscles, the abdominals to twist. Come back to center. Chair pose and exhale, fold forward. And again, interlace the hands, maybe the awkward way. So the other thumb is over, the other index finger over, back up and over. Hands to the lower back, let them drop down. Inhale. Prepare pose, lengthen. Now plant the hands down, step the right leg back, left leg to meet it, and move through your vinyasa. So either halfway down or all the way. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. And exhale back into down dog. Lift the hips up and back. So bring your mind's eye right to the solar plexus area, the middle back area, which is the third chakra center, has to do with fire element within us, willpower, your personal magnetism and radiance in this world. I really think of this as your own personal sun energy within you that gets to radiate in all directions, like your inner spark, your inner spark, this healthy sense of self-confidence that comes from within, not validated from outside of you. You might get the outside validation as well, but it is first and foremost coming from within. And now step the right foot forward, left foot to meet it. Inhale, prepare pose, lengthen. And exhale and fold forward over the legs. And then sit down low, chair pose, heels together, inner seams of the feet together. And lifting the arms up and bring the left hand to the left thigh. Tip of the right elbow comes up and over into the twist. So either palms together, staying here lower, checking that the knees stay on one line as you begin to twist to the left. Or come up higher, like I am coming now. Right hand to the outer left thigh, left hand to your lower back. So each inhale, you want to honor the length of the spine. And on each exhale, rotating around the axis of the spine any amount. So this is not necessarily easy, but it helps to activate the fire element within us. If you're getting really pissed off, you might be going a little too far, too much fire, then you just come out of it slightly. But if you feel like you need more fire, that willpower, you might go a little further and then sit down low. I promise you, this is the last chair pose. And then come to stand. And lower the hands through the midline, back to heart center. And here, stay where you are. I'm going to show this next mudra. It's very simple to do. Lotus mudra. Pinkies and your thumb together. And the other fingers open like this. You're going to keep this at the level of your heart. And close the eyes. So the lotus flower is symbolizing your true essence, your own unique frequency that is illuminated and revealed when we get in touch with this eternal part of you underneath all of these identifications or these hats that we wear. So this sense of blooming, blossoming of your true essence, your unique frequency. Mudras are very powerful. It's like an affirmation, but instead of words, it's a feeling or a circuit of energy that we are invoking within us. So it's more powerful, more powerful. We're not just telling ourselves something. We are reprogramming ourselves, our nervous system, our whole being, the energy body. And then bring the palms together. Relax your arms down. Open your eyes. Good. Shake it out a little bit. And we're going to turn sideways on the mat now. So opening the legs as wide as, actually not too wide, medium distance wide. We're going to open the right foot toes to the right, left foot toe slightly in. Just slightly in. You can bring the hands first to your pelvis and shift the pelvis back here. Open the arms and you're going to reach the right arm as far forward as you can. Then lower it either to your thigh or below the knee, as long as it's not on the knee. Great, and left arm comes directly up. So I don't want to lock this right knee, but just a tiny bit of bend. So you cannot even see that it's bent, but tiny, tiny, tiny bend so that you're protecting your knee joint, especially if you're someone who overextends easily. Yeah, broaden through the collarbones. You might be looking up if your neck allows, or forward, or even down here. Each inhale will lengthening the sides of the body long and tall. And exhale, you're allowing your heart space to open up towards the ceiling any amount more. Bringing your mind's eye, your focus to your heart space, the energetic center of the air element. So this is at the level of the lungs. This is the center of unconditional love, selfless service, and compassion. And press the feet down, come all the way up, and come back to center, parallel the feet, bend the knees. We're going to let the arms just swing. So it's open and then close and open. And let everything go here. All the efforting. And pause here. Close the eyes. Notice how you feel. If you have any injuries or any aches and pains in your body, notice if you're ignoring something. Yeah. And so the heart chakra, really the most important chakra. It's right at the center of the higher chakras and the lower chakras. And again, the element is air. It's like a sailboat on the water, and the air hitting the sails, letting us move forward in life. Heart-centered. Heart-centered. Open your left foot toes to the left, right foot toes slightly in, hands to the hips. Yeah. Let your pelvis release back. Open the arms, reach forward with the left arm. So you're lengthening through this left side. Then lower the hand either to the thigh or your shin, not on the knee. Right arm directly up. So each inhale, you're lengthening the spine, and exhale, you might be able to rotate around the axis of the spine any amount. Press the inner feet down and the outer feet down. Micro bend your left knee. And remember, if the neck is bothering you, I often have, especially on the other side, I gotta look down or even centered. So learn about yourself, learn about your body, and be present enough to notice what you need today. That is the calling. Are we present enough to notice what is going on today? Not what was happening yesterday or a moment ago, but right now. And then press the feet down and come all the way up, parallel the feet. And then again, swing, swing. Couple of times. So as we are balancing all the elements within us, we are coming back into alignment, back into connection with our true essence, the part of us who we truly are, the connection to Jiva Atman, the individual aspect of our spirit, not the masks that we wear in life, but who are we underneath all of it when we reveal ourselves, right? When we get in touch with that truest part of us. Come back to the front of the mat. And again, Tadasana. So simply allow your arms to relax, close the eyes. Relax your fingers, palms of the hands. No efforting. So sometimes Tadasana is shown like this with the palms open forward. But I actually would like you to allow the forearms to internally rotate slightly when they relax, whatever they do when you relax them, and the fingers. Close the eyes. For all four corners of the feet grounded downwards, and crown of the head, it's magnetized up towards the ceiling, towards the heavens, the sky, and everything, the spine gets a little bit taller. There's a little bit more space between the vertebrae of the spine. Your head is just floating right on top. Bring the palms together to your heart center. Good. Inhale, bring the palms through the midline all the way up. And exhale through the midline. Come back all the way down, folding forward. Inhale, prepare. Lengthen the spine and plant the hands down and step into plank pose. And we're going to lower all the way down to the belly and do a couple of back bends here. So extend the arms long and palms right next to the pelvis. And the palms are facing down. Organize your legs, hip distance apart and straight. Reach the toes back, crown of the head forward, and start to lift the legs up. You want to keep the legs super straight, broaden through the collarbones, and lift your arms up like you're flying. Like you're flying. So again, the energetic center of the heart has to do with air element, and this is all about our feelings and our the ability to accept ourselves and love ourselves, and the ability then to accept and love others. And lower down, turn the head one way and let your shoulders round. So nothing else to do here. You can rock the pelvis a little side to side, but eventually you want to come back into stillness. Feel free to take a sigh breath. And bring the head back to center. And either the same thing, repeating, or bend the knees, flex the feet, take hold of the outer ankles or inner ankles. Kind of depends on what feels more comfortable for you. I like to do the inner ankles. It helps to keep the fronts of the shoulders a little bit more open for me. So if you do that, the thumbs have to be facing up so that you're in an open position. And then kick the feet into hands, hands into feet, and move your heart space forward. So the thoracic spine, which is the middle back area, moves very powerfully forward. Very powerfully forward. Relax your jaw, relax the roof of the mouth, the skin of the forehead, close the eyes. So we are activating definitely the fire element here as well. And then we're opening powerfully through the heart space like a sailboat. We're like the sail of the sailboat when the wind is blowing it forward, moving it forward. And now release down. Turn the head the other way. And rock your pelvis a little side to side. Let your shoulders slump forward. So no efforting here. To the best of your ability. Allowing your body to become one with the earth. So the back gate of the heart chakra is right between the shoulder blades. And it can get very tight sometimes. Has to do with our love towards ourselves. Let that area soften. It's impossible to love another if we are not loving ourselves. Can only meet another person as deeply as we have met ourselves. So the relationships in our life will reflect that. And come back to center from here. And make your way into downward facing dog. And on your way there, could place your blanket on your right side, somewhere kind of handy. Coming into pigeon pose next. If that is not okay for your knee, I'm going to show you ankle to knee on the back. This other version, kind of like an ankle to knee on the back. So if you're coming into pigeon, come into down dog. Step the feet a little bit closer together here. And lift your right leg up high, open the hip, and bend your knee. So don't worry about how high this leg goes. Just to where it feels okay for you. Now with the knee bent, move your right shin forward and the knee forward. So setting up for pigeon pose. Can place this blanket under the right hip, maybe even in front of the left hip as well. I like to move it over there as well. So you come on to this shape with your spine long. And if you are doing the version on your back, I'll show you. You would bring your right ankle over the left thigh, right arm from the middle, left arm from the side, and interlace the hands over the shin or the hamstring, pulling in. Tailbone releases down as you pull in. If you are in pigeon pose, stay up here. And we're gonna undulate the spine. So on your exhale, releasing down. Inhale and rounding up. And exhale and release down. Inhale and rounding up. And exhale. And rolling up. This time, walk forward any amount. So remember not to go too deep. Rather, go to a place where it feels still okay. And then maybe after a few breath cycles, you're able to go further. If you come all the way forward or almost, you might use the blocks in the same way as we did in child's pose. So second highest level under the heart. I love this because the heart is held. And then the other one I like to have at the lowest height for the forehead. Wherever you are, close the eyes. You want to become discerning in the sense that if there is bad pain present that feels like injury, injurious pain, you would want to adjust in some way or completely shift what you're doing, modify, versus just a bit of discomfort. So we want to learn the difference between the two. When it's important to sort of stay with it a little bit more and longer, versus if you're practicing in a way that is harming you. So at the level of the lungs, we also hold on to grief. So as we open through the heart space, sometimes we get a little bit emotional as we release and clear out the old emotions that have been held and stored in your body, in the connective tissue, the fascia of the body. Begin to walk back and come back into downward facing dog. Take your time. And in down dog, simply shake out this right leg. And the other side, step the feet closer together. Lift the left leg up as high as feels okay for you. Bend the left knee. So it's not a competition. Just notice, can you open the hip? Bend the knee. How high can you lift the leg? And then yield the weight of the hands down and forward. And then bring the left knee and shin forward. If you did this on the back, you would stay on the back and just do the other side. Take a pause between the sides. So learning how to customize the practice according to your needs each day, each moment. Come onto the fingertips. Lift your heart space open, inhale, and exhale, release forward. Inhale to round up, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. It's undulations of the spine. You could imagine this looks kind of like seaweed at the bottom of the ocean. The spine becomes, the movement of the spine becomes fluid. Walk your hands forward any amount. You might stay higher up. You might come onto the blocks or just a block under the forehead or nothing. Maybe you're laying all the way down. It doesn't matter, right? Does not matter where you are within this pose. But what is your relationship with where you are in the pose? So we've been balancing the elements within us, earth element, our connection to Mother Earth like we're practicing in nature. Water element, the ability to go with the flow in life, not be too rigid, like a river flowing. Fire element, not too much, not too little, just the right amount, this radiance shining through. And then the air element at the level of the heart. In the physical body, this chakra governs the rib cage, shoulders, arms, and the hands. It's about giving and receiving. Are we able to receive? It is one of the most important steps in our life, especially as women, to allow ourselves to receive. To receive, to receive, to receive. Only then can we truly help another. We fill ourselves first. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer if we've been living for a long time in a place where we're not taking care of our true needs. Walk yourself back. This time to come out of it, we're going to come out of it a little bit differently. We're going to bring the back leg forward. And as both legs come forward, you're going to just shake out this left leg so you release that. And kind of checking in here how you feel. Going to come into a twist, and if you need to elevate your seat, you could take your folded blanket and come to sit right at the edge of it here. If you don't need it, you can put it to the side. So we're going to bend the right knee and bring it over the left leg. And we're going to twist to the right. You might keep this left knee straight. If you want to bend it, it's a little bit harder. You would lean to the left and then bend the left knee. Both sitting bones are anchored down, hugging with the left arm to the right knee. Inhale, lift the right arm up. And exhale, bring your right hand behind the back and fingertips down onto the mat. So each inhale, it's almost like I'm drilling the sitting bones down through the floor to lengthen the spine. I'm not even worried about how far I'm twisting at all. On the exhale, I might be able to twist a little bit further. Yeah, but not forcing with the shoulders, but utilizing the abdominals to twist. And release from here. Release both legs. And then bend your left knee, bring it over the right leg. Either keep the right knee straight or lean to the right and bend that right knee. Hug with your right arm to the left knee. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, bring the fingertips behind you and onto the mat. Each inhale, sitting bones grounded, rooted, connected, crown of the head upwards. And exhale, pull the navel in and up as you twist any amount further. Any amount. So not forcing. honoring the length of the spine first and foremost, and then release from here. Good. Shake it out. And Tadasana, so bringing the legs into this diamond shape. So soles of the feet together, knees bent. And kind of depending here, you might still be on the blanket if you need, if the lower back is rounding at all and you need a little bit of help to come forward. And then you might have a block under the forehead here, or maybe you place the blocks under the thighs here and you have a blanket under the forehead. So see kind of what feels right for you, but draping forward. Some of you might not need to have a bolster here, a couple of blocks that you're a little bit higher up. So not to worry where you are within this. We're going to bring the awareness now to the throat chakra, the communication center, which governs the space element within us. So this is the center of higher wisdom, and it really facilitates the connection between the individual aspect of our spirit, which resides in the heart, and the universal aspect of the spirit at the crown of the head. So we need the communication center to be clear, so that we can speak authentically from our heart. We can communicate well what we mean with love and compassion. Space is where everything exists. And the last two chakras do not have a element associated with them. The third eye chakra is the command center of all the other chakras, and it is located in the middle of the brain. It's the center of your intuition, inner knowing, inner seeing, inner hearing. And at the crown of the head, our connection with the universe, God, whatever you like to call that higher power, creator, source. And coming back up from here into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And cross your arms into Padadirsasana. 4 fingers under the armpits, thumbs right on top. Close the eyes, spine tall. This technique helps to balance the right and the left side of the brain. And there's nothing complicated to do here. Just notice as you inhale and fill the lungs with fresh new air, then your hands or your ribs expand into your hands. And notice on the exhale as the ribs return back to the center line. So when we balance the right and the left side of the brain, the 2 main energy lines within us, Ida and Pingala Nadi, which relate to the feminine and the masculine energy within us. The energy then comes to the midline, Shushumna Nadi, the main energy line. And in essence, it's when we feel like we're in balance, in alignment. Now, whichever arm you have on top, take that hand away and underneath the other forearm back into the same armpit. So you basically simply crisscross the other way. And take a few more cycles of breath here to the best of your ability. The invitation here is to allow yourself to be present and to feel unrushed. We are invoking a feeling of I have all the time in the world to do what I want to do and to do what I need to do. Embracing and inviting, invoking this feeling of having time. And then let your hands relax down onto your thighs or knees. And you can come to lay on your back in Shavasana or stay here in a meditation seat for the light language channeling. Now, if you come to lay on your back, I'd like you to place something under the knees. So I'll show you that. It can be the blocks under the thighs or knees, maybe blanket under the head and over your body, eye pillow on your eyes. Shavasana is an important pose. Palms facing up, shoulder blades relaxed, completely relaxed. Takata yama kalaya nanaya kakalaya mata o kama iga nanaya ka tata tata o mama. Ania katatata yama kata yala yakata tata yama yakata tata yakata mayaka yama mama ininge yakta yama mama. So we're returning back to this inner alignment of your chakra system, your nervous system, invoking peace and balance and contentment within you. Akakalaya matatata yamanaya okotototo. Inkia nana yagata. Inkia agatata ikamanaya. Iha iya makata yakata tata. Eneya kekeke mama na yakaka. Heha katatata yamanaya. Ema hia kaka kakalaya nanaya. Iha kakata tata. India kakakaka. Allowing this blooming, this sense of blossoming that I spoke of when in terms of a lotus flower. So allowing this to occur during this journey of ours. And wherever you are, taking a deeper breath in and a deeper breath out. If you are laying on your back, move your fingers and your toes gently. And roll over to your right side into fetal position. Simply bend the knees and come to lay on your right side with the knees bent. Shoulders relaxed. Both hands, arms kind of close together. So you're in this little ball shape, fetal position. Eyes closed. And allow yourself to just be there without any kind of thoughts about what happens a moment after. We are training ourselves to be present, to lean into presence. Press the left hand down, the right hand down, come into a comfortable cross-legged seat. Spine tall, relax your shoulders, heart open, eyes closed. Still in connection with your inner world, palms together to the heart space. And bow your head towards your heart. Thank yourself for your focus and for your practice today. Namaste. And allow your true essence to shine through today with whatever you do with your day.